We are now ranked 1017 player in Legend 2, while other players are struggling in New Legend. We are hitting 2.9 stars, 99.1% destruction rate on average, and also 13k in global. So how do we achieve this? Well, let's dive into the video and find out. Most of the time, I would like to use the Verdant Eternal Tome to protect the Dragon Riders in the multi-Inferno Tower area because the multi-Inferno Tower is the only building that cannot be distracted by the Totem spell. So that's why I am gonna start the Dragon Rider army from the right hand side. In this case, we can use the Verdant Eternal Tome to protect the Dragon Riders from those 3 Inferno Towers. But before that, let's drop a barbarian and also the archer to do out the CC. But here, see the headhunter? I should use the archer on the left hand side like this to do the headhunter into the poison, but I just do it too late, so the headhunter is still alive. So now we got a problem. If we use the baby dragon early to deal with the headhunter, then the baby dragon will go ahead of them after they clear the headhunter, and they will go into the air defense. The air defense will kill the baby dragon early, and we will never get that ice golem. So that's why I use the totem. But if we just poison to kill all of the headhunters and archers early, then we don't need to use that totem spell. But that's okay. And here, let's just use the Dragon Duke to set at the funnel on the left hand side so that we can have the Dragon Rider army onto the right hand side area. And when the Dragon Rider army is going into the multi-Inferno Tower area, then we will use the Verdant Eternal Tome to protect all of them. And for Queen, this time I put the Queen a little bit late because if we just put the Queen too early and she is very far from the main Dragon Rider army, then she would just die right away. You should let her work with the main Dragon Rider army so they can tank for each other. And after that, I just overgrow that monolith. Why? Because in this case, we can use a totem spell on that Town Hall Don't Shot area. If it didn't overgrow that monolith, then we use the totem, and the monolith will just kill the totem very fast. So that's why I just overgrow the monolith. And right before the overgrow expire, you can use the skeleton spell right onto the monolith, so the monolith will not hit your troops. And after the overgrow spell expire, everything was gone and it's a typo for sure. So for the siege machine, most of the time I would like to use a scout wagon. But if you find some good Flame Thunder value, you can also use a Flame Thunder. And in the space, see, at 6 o'clock there are 4 motors. But actually you can still use a Flame Thunder on the side. So let's use some rocketloons to clear 1 motor. And use a Flame Thunder in the range of another motor. And on the right hand side, we also need to clear that motor. Why? Because I want to send the Dragon Duke at 6 o'clock into the multi-Inferno Tower area to set up the funnel. So we need to get that motor. After we get the motor, we can send the Dragon Duke directly into the multi-Inferno Tower area at the bottom side. And we don't need to use the Dragon Duke ability to stun everything right away. Just wait after the Revenge Tower gets triggered, because after the Revenge Tower trigger, the damage will be very high. So we just delay the Dragon Duke ability. After the Revenge Tower trigger, then we start use his ability to stun the Revenge Tower, so that we can get more value. So now the Dragon Duke is dead, his job is gone, and the Flame Thunder also got a good job. Maybe we can use the Barbarian to test for the Tesla. Yes, the Tesla just popped. So now the pathing is set, and we can use the main Dragon Rider army on the right hand side for 1 Rage Tower area. Because for the left hand side Rage Tower area, we can already get it with the Fun Funner, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's use the Warden Eternal Tone to get through the right hand side race tower area. Maybe we can pop the Warden ability after the free spell, and we can protect all the troops through the race tower section. And after that, see, actually most of the bases are gone. Both race tower area are disappear, and let's just overgrow on the left hand side and use a totem and a poison to slow down the guardian. After that, most of the bases are gone and still have plenty of troops alive. After overgrow spell, we will easily get a triple. A double rage base, and for the first rage tower area you can use the Warden Eternal Tone with a Mandragon Rider army to get through that. And for the second rage tower, there are so many ways to deal with the second rage tower. You can do just like the last attack, I used the Fun Thunder to get the rage tower section. And if there's no Fun Thunder value, you can use the Overgrow, and sometimes you don't even need to use the Overgrow spell. You can use the Dragon Duke into the Rage Tower area if the damage is not pretty high for the Dragon Duke itself. Then you can just send him into the Rage Tower area and he can get through all the Rage Core. That's what I want to do in the space. So let's just use the Queen and the Mandragon Rider army to set out the funnel for the Dragon Duke. And after we get some buildings on the right hand side, we can use the Dragon Duke, so now the Dragon Duke can path into the left hand side race tower area. See, this time I just used the Queen going with the Dragon Duke. In this space, if you don't use the Dragon Duke to protect the Queen, just let the Queen go by herself, then the left hand side race tower area will just kill the Queen right away. So that's why I send the Dragon Duke with the Queen in this attack. And in this case, the Queen provides damage and funnel for the Dragon Duke to let the Dragon Duke go deeper into the base, while the Dragon Duke can the race tower area and also stun the buildings, so both of them can live longer and get better value. So the hero placement is very important. Sometimes you should let the Queen and the Dragon Duke split, and sometimes you should let them go together, just depending on which way they can get the most value out of the base. And with the good hero placement, this time we can easily get the triple with so many troops alive, and after the overgrow spell we can easily get all of the base. Oh, I had hit the space before. Last time I just started from the top side and I fell. So maybe this time I would like to start from the bottom side of the base. But there are two air sweepers, so we might use a giant arrow for that two air sweeper in the core. And also let's just drop some barbarian to do out the CC true first. And drop a rocketloon to do out the air CC. And poison, and use the archer to do those minions into the poison area to clear those minions. But sadly we didn't clear that, but oh my god, the archer just threw out the ice golem. That's a big problem. We shouldn't use the archer because we can already get the right hand side clan castle area with all air troops. So actually we don't have to lure out ground CC with the ground troops. So now there are two ice golem coming out, and yeah, you can do out the ice golem first and take some time to deal with them, but you might get a time fail. So maybe we should start the Queen right now, but that also means that the Queen will struggle against those ice golems on the left hand side. So now let's just start the Dragon Rider army on the bottom left side and use the Dragon Duke to funnel on the bottom right side. See, the Dragon Duke just died pretty fast, and he doesn't even get a good funnel. And the Queen also stuck on the Ice Golem, so we also didn't get a good funnel on the left hand side. So now, both troops on the right hand side and the left hand side got split, and nobody going into the core. I mean, yeah, some Dragon Rider going to the core, but we need an Inferno Dragon for the long shot. No Inferno Dragon for the long shot, then that means we need some extra spell to protect our air troops from the long shot. And since we just waste so many spells on the long shots, and the heroes didn't get their value, so it's gonna be a fail in the end. So first problem is a CC. Instead of using the ground troops to do the ice golem, you should use some air troops such as the minion, the rocketloon to lure out the air CC. You only have to lure out the ACC because you use the dragon rider on the right hand side and no ground army, and so that no ground CC will get lured out. And for the queen, instead of getting those two air sweeper, maybe you should get the air defense on the bottom side of the base. In this case, the dragon dude on the bottom right side will take less damage because those two air defense are disappear. And you can also send the dragon dude much more early to get a better funnel on the bottom right side. So now, without the ice golem for the queen, you can get a better funnel on the left hand side, and without the air defense, you can get a better funnel with the dragon dude on the right hand side. That means the funnel will be set, and the main dragon rider army this time can get into the core, and maybe some inferno dragon can target like long shots, so we don't have to waste extra spell on the long shots. Here we just see a similar base again. Yeah, there are some difference. The last one is a double poison base, and this time he changed to a double rage base. But some important buildings such as the clan castle and the double supervisor tower on one corner, and another corner revenge tower here. The placement of the double fast splitter, town hall, and the sweeper, they are all the same. This time let's drop some rocketloons, just do out some air CC, and that's gonna be enough. Just use the poison on the furnace and use one archer to poison the enemy archer. So now we got the furnace and the enemy archer, and we can send it to for the early funnel on the 12 o'clock area. And after that, let's use a giant arrow on both air defense, protect the dragon dude so the dragon dude can get more value on the 12 o'clock area. And for the main dragon rider army, we are gonna path the main dragon rider army into the rage tower section and use the Warden Eternal Tone right now to protect all the troops from the rage area. This time we got the battle funnel with our dragon dude, and hopefully that somebody will go to that town hall long shot, but where are my Inferno Dragons? Oh, they're on the top side? What the? So now nobody deal with the long shot, but I guess that's okay. As long as we have enough army, we can still get it through. And the Minion Princess at the top side. So now let's use the Dark Gold ability to slow the Rage Tower area, overgrow to the rest of the base which haven't been slowed down by the Dark Gold ability, and freeze on the Inferno Tower. I mean, yeah, although nobody is going to that Town Hall area, but we still have so many troops left, and one long shot is not enough to get all of our troops. After the overgrow spell, we can easily get all of the base, and it's a triple for sure.
思考